A different version of it.
It's a different. Yeah, no, it's not the. Well, it's not the opening one because the opening one that I made is what the hell is it? It's like I cut out the Extra Life parts.
Yeah.
And because we're leading into Extra Life, I figured
we are indeed.
Why not use one of the Extra Life ones? I have one made for you and one made for Chris, by the way. Which I
remember using my one.
Yeah. So that way you guys, we can have it, and we can rotate through each one of them if I remember to change the openings at all.
See you won't. Good morning, everybody. How you doing? I hope you're all well. Welcome to the Game Won't Play Itself podcast. I am Lord Teamaker, and joining me, as always, it is in your hockey shirt.
I found this. This is OG.
Yeah, that is OG. It is James Atkinson.
Morning, everybody.
And indulging in his coffee to wake him up this morning. It is the most sensual voice on the internet.
Stratham.
Hergelman.
Well, that's some high flattering right there.
I mean, let's be honest.
Good morning, everybody.
On this podcast, yes.
Coffee night is here.
On this podcast, yes, Chris has the most sensual voice.
On the internet, I would dispute that, but
I mean, Stratham.
I'll take it here.
Stratham is that's velvet there.
Stratham, Cryotic.
Yep.
Markiplier.
I mean, if you four got together on a podcast, that would just be like loads of people around the world would just get pregnant right there.
Oh, what is women alike?
No matter what the gender, whether it's binary, non-binary, whatever, everyone would suddenly have this modern miracle of being pregnant.
Nightmare. Like an eldritch horror.
But yes, welcome in, everyone. Today, we have the content dump. It's a different content dump today. Yes, because one of us is a little bit constipated for their content dump today, so they don't really have anything. So it's the other two that will be leading the way, which sounds very weird now I've said it. Also, what we've been playing, shout outs and pimp outs, and the usual good stuff. So I'll get on with the content dump and I'll actually let you two lead because I'm the one that I got none. I got none that I want to talk about today.
Well, James, would you like to go first? Or?
Sure, I can talk about stuff. Yes. I'll pull up the leaks. Let's talk about leaks, everybody, because guess what? That way I can tag it in the YouTube video and get views. So PlayStation 5, apparently an account named Iron Man. Yes. Iron Man. I think his name's like Iron Man PS5. Came out and said that the PlayStation 5 has 3 leaks. One is the price, which is $499 USD. Once again, I don't know for what version. Number 2, that it will be releasing on November 20th, which is the 23rd anniversary of the PlayStation 1's original launch, which was on November 20th, 1997. I wonder where somebody got that date from and has been talking about that date for weeks now. And then finally, that the SSD drive on the in the PlayStation 5 will not be a terabyte, but will be an 825 gig hard drive, 825 gig hard drive that has 125 gigs stuffed away for software, which means you'll have 700 gigs to download your 2 video games that you want to play.
Yeah, your 2 Call of Duties.
It's Call of Duty and whatever other Cyberpunk. We'll go with Cyberpunk.
We'll say Cyberpunk.
We'll say Cyberpunk.
Yeah. That seems to be like an 80-20 split.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that's a safe bet. That'll happen around then.
Actually, Cyberpunk on PC will only take up 70 gigs of hard drive space.
Wow, nice.
Apparently.
Considering how big that game is apparently going to be.
Yes. So let's talk about this. Are we surprised at any of that? Not really. Am I going to believe
Nope.
any of it? Not really.
Um, I'll give that a 50-50 chance of them being accurate. Right? That's what I'll do. I'm not going to discount that because, again, it seems to be where a lot of people are saying in this ballpark area.
Yeah.
So there's got to be something there. There's got to be something in it. But whether they're right or not, we'll eventually find out.
I mean, we've kind of thought about this. We've kind of narrowed down for it to be that time frame, anyways.
Yeah.
It's just more of the same for us. So, is it nice to kind of have all of a sudden something kind of narrowing things down a little bit? Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to have like there actually being some leaks that we can actually do and actually talk about. I would like to know dates for games. That would be nice.
That'd be very nice.
I would like to know more on that, but I don't know what we're gonna do. I mean, there's still what? We're in the end of August.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have September, October, and then
November. Yeah, so 3 months time, less than 3 months time if you go from August, September, October, November.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, once stores start talking about Black Friday and Black Friday ads, I think then that's when we'll really start to see the push.
Yeah.
For these. So it's new. It's interesting. They are leaks. I can tag the shit out of the podcast now. Just so I can say PS5 leaks. Hang on, I need to do a YouTube thumbnail. Got it. Nailed it.
I mean, I know we were discussing before the show about there's no Sony have come out and said they're not going to say anything about confirmations or release dates or prices, whatever, in August. But we know Gamescom online is this weekend coming on the 27th because we know Jeff Keighley's popping up with his opening night again. Do you think that Xbox will finally say something this week?
I don't know. It's been a rough couple of weeks for Xbox.
They need something positive because, yeah, as you say, it's been horrible.
They got showed Halo, and everybody was just like, meh? And they weren't happy with it. They said that other Halo games have looked better, and that now that the release date has gone from releasing holiday to sometime in 2021, that's not good. And then also that there's the leaking that the multiplayer will be free and that there will be a battle pass, which means Halo Battle Royale, most likely, in a saturated Battle Royale market. It's just, they need some positive news. And, you know, Xbox, I admit, leading up to this whole console situation, we're not even going to call it a console war anymore. It's not a console war anymore.
No.
Leading up to the release of the next-gen consoles, Xbox probably had the momentum. They had the inside track. They're buying game studios, getting them as independent, pushing it out. But I think it also leads into Xbox strategy. Because you can see the divergence of strategies now. PlayStation is looking at developing a console, developing new games for a new console. Xbox is about the Xbox Pass, Game Pass, and putting that on everything. So Xbox is looking more globally, looking more like, how can we get games across multiple platforms? How can we get people to play these games across multiple platforms? And how can we get somebody to pay us a monthly subscription fee for something? Which is the way the world is now. Which is smart by them. But so they're looking more, I think Xbox has a better long-term strategy. If you're looking at like where they're going to, what they're looking at is going to be more kind of like, it may be somewhat unpopular now, but probably at the end of the Xbox generation, at the end of next gen's generation, which is what, normally 5 to 7 years is a console life period.
Yeah, the way it's going at the moment now.
Where the kids who grew up knowing nothing but subscription models for anything, that becomes the norm to them. And then at that point, they're just like, this is fine. Why do I need a console when I have the Xbox Pass? Where PlayStation is holding on to the old, giving gamers what they want, which is a console with one thing that does the thing that goes on from there. And so it's different marketing strategies. And we'll see how it plays out. The fact that Microsoft now is tied in with Steam and EA is tied in with Steam, that's kind of a big deal. I mean, Flight Simulator came out on Steam day one. That's a huge thing for Microsoft. But people love Flight Simulator. So, do I want some positive news from Xbox? Yeah. Can they do that by just saying, here's the date, here's the price? Absolutely. And then people will go, then it puts the pressure on Sony. Then it puts Sony on the back foot again. And it gives them some momentum. But I think, once again, you're gun shy, because if you know the release date, you're going to go, what first party games do you have for this thing? And Xbox is going to go, we don't have any first party games. But you're going to be able to play all your backlog and upgrade them. And a lot of people are going to be upset with that.
Yep.
Because you're going to tell me I can buy a new console and I can play the same games that I'm going to play on the previous console on this console. And that's it. And it's just like, there's nothing new, nothing shiny, but you can upgrade it and it'll look better. Well, fucking great. I could buy it on PC and it would probably look better than it is on the console. So why do I need to spend, we'll say, $500 on a new console to do it if I just buy your Game Pass for, what, $5.99, $15.99 if you get the Hella Edition on a decent gaming PC, and to have it be even just as good.
And use xCloud.
Yeah. And let me open up this here. This is the marketing that Xbox can use. Is if they open up and they go, at the moment we're not focusing on creating first person titles. We're focusing on development of the console and creating a way for you guys to experience any and all of your games, including your backlog, immediately.
That is
so that once you have the console, you can play whichever games you want. And using Game Pass, we can then begin the publishing of our first party titles.
That is their stance right now.
That is their stance, and that's the way you market it. That's the way you say it. You say it as, our goal is to make sure you can play whatever you want in that spectrum. Because we're focusing on getting you guys the best console we can.
Which is good, but I think a lot of people are going to be upset because we have expected and we have grown to want a new flashy game that comes with a game release. And Xbox isn't delivering on that. I mean, they're not a first party game. You look at Cyberpunk, is gonna be kind of that third party game that kind of,
it's gonna be a third party launch, yeah.
That like really shows like, and I think that's gonna look great, and I think that's gonna sell consoles. I think if you see, and I'm pretty sure we will see a Xbox One X, what is it? Xbox One X? X? Mm-hmm. 69, 69, Cockslayer 69.
They really should just make the Xbox 420 no scope.
Yeah. But I'm gonna think you're gonna see in the next gen Xbox bundled with Cyberpunk. That's gonna be a Black Friday deal. I bet money on it that's a bundaroo that you will be able to buy, because you have to package it with somebody. That's always with these holiday console releases. You have a bundle with a game, usually a game that's coming out. What was it like? One year was when Halo came out. It was like the Xbox with 2 controllers and Halo, and it was like at like maybe like $50 to $100 more than what the regular Xbox was priced at. But you were getting it at a discount of like $150 based on like the game and the controllers and stuff you were getting. And it's not like you have to give them a physical disc. You just give them the download copy,
which is already happening with some of the Ubisoft stuff like Valhalla. You're getting the package for it, but you're not getting the disc like you would be for the PlayStation. You're getting a download code for the Xbox version.
Yep. Because it saves them having to print discs.
Yeah, but the way the consortiums and stuff around the world still are, you're still paying a disc-based price for it on digital.
I'm okay with that though, because it's also preventing price creep. If you're paying for, because they're getting more money from you. And if that's the way to keep prices down by going full digital and not having to have the printed disc to do that, to make better margins, that means that we're not going to have to pay $80 for next-gen games. We're going to be able to pay...
You still will be, because you're still paying those absorbent prices for the different editions. Like, for example, yesterday when I went on briefly for Dirt Rally, I got an offer on there saying, oh, because you've got this, do you want a 10% off Dirt 5? And I went, that's interesting. Read further, and it's just for the special edition, not for the normal edition.
Does that 10% knock it off and make it just the regular edition price?
No.
I'd done that once because it was like an upgrade, buy the next version of the game and it's the deluxe edition. But like the percentage discount that they were giving made the deluxe edition cost what the regular edition would have cost. So at that point for me, it was like, well, that's kind of a no-brainer. You get the deluxe edition stuff at the regular edition price. It kind of got me. Okay, I'm in. But I think one of the most interesting DLCs I've seen, and it was for a game that came out recently, and I can't remember what the name of it was, but it was on Steam. It came out, it was a relatively inexpensive game, indie game. I think it was anywhere between, it was like $15, $20. And they had two DLCs and they had 2 launch day DLCs. It was, one of them was like for $4.99, the art book and the soundtrack. And they had another one that was a $14.99 DLC. And it was, and they said what it was right off the bat. It says, there is no content for this DLC. This DLC is $14.99 that goes straight to the developers of the game. It's a support the developers DLC. That's all it is. You don't get anything for it, but it's just you saying, I enjoyed the game. I want to support you more. Here's $15.
Because here's the thing, right? On PlayStation Store, the Dirt 5 normally $54.99, yeah?
Yep.
The Amplified Edition, which is what they were advertising on the Dirt Rally yesterday, $73.99.
Okay.
So you're only going to get £7.40 off as a 10% if you pre-ordered it on there.
Yeah. So.
No. You're still paying more than you would if you went for the Dirt Rally normally.
It's not, so it's not enough to win you over, and I get that.
If they said to me, you can get the Amplified Edition for 50% off because you've been playing this, you've been playing that, you've got others, that's a deal. I'd consider that.
There have been, I know Steam will sometimes do sales where you do things like, oh, you've got this game, you can take 25% off the next game. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool. All right, I'm in. Like, here's a token, you own this game, here's the next game by the studio, and the studio gives you a 25% off discount coupon. Sure, that's enough, taking 0.25% of the price off the game. Most of the time those games are $30, but it doesn't matter. It's just the fact they're just like, thank you for owning our previous game. Here's that. You're showing loyalty to me by giving me a discount, so I will show your loyalty to you by buying your next game, whether it's good or not. But I know we've kind of tangled off the point. Going back to what we kind of the whole Xbox PlayStation thing. We're not going to, I don't think we're hearing anything this month, realistically. I think Xbox is relying on the fact that they're trying to push to have as many games updated to play on Xbox as possible as their marketing thing. It's just like, listen, because that's all they've talked about, right? You watch a lot of their conferences, everything they've talked about is like, Phil Spencer has been out there like, you can play upgraded, you can you can buy the game now and get the upgraded version for free on the console. You can play 100 games, plus we're expanding the category more and more. You can play the upgraded. And all of the games that you've seen, it says available for Xbox, and if you buy it, you get the free upgrade. That's what they've been focused on. They've been focused on taking current and making it new, not making new game. And that's a legitimate strategy. I'm not saying it's the wrong way to go, but it's what they've chosen to do. Where Sony looks like they've been saying, we have upgrades, but we're also we're trying to push out some titles.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I think Ghost of Tsushima's gonna kick fucking ass on the new PlayStation. That game looks pretty as all hell, and if that thing's on like a machine that can actually freaking run it, that being said, I don't think it'll look anywhere as good as it will on PC. That game on PC, that game was made for a freaking PC. You know that, Will. You played through that. You know that game on a gaming rig that can run it at max power.
I have to say, I didn't have a problem running it on PS4. There was no real lag issues on there or anything. It was very, very nice. Yes, it's going to look more, it's going to look more when you max it out. But then again, they have to max it out properly, not like what was first came out for Horizon Zero Dawn.
Which also, like, Horizon Zero Dawn got to the point where people were complaining about like the rubber faces and stuff, and we're sitting there going like, yeah, you're complaining about that now because you're able to see it at full graphics, but all the other stuff, it's great. Also, play Horizon Zero Dawn, people. It is an amazing game. It was my game of the year, and it was our first completed Let's Play on the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
My first completed Let's Play on the YouTube channel. Let's be real. It's my first completed Let's Play. Those don't happen too often. We can count on one hand how many Let's Plays I've completed. But yeah, I mean, have you seen PlayStation announce Horizon Zero Dawn is going to be a first-party title coming in 2021? They've got plenty of weird stuff. Who's doing the weird, like, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatball game with, like, the walrus? Where you make food out of and like your arms turn into like food and shit.
Oh, that's on PlayStation, isn't it? It's something snacks.
It scares the living shit out of me. That's what it is.
I know the game
Bug
you're on
snacks?
about, yeah. I think that's it.
Yeah, it looks like his hand is strawberries.
Yeah. That's that game. Like
fucking fever dream looking ass.
I
Oh
know.
my god.
Like I'm sitting going there like that's like I've never taken LSD. I literally think that's what taking LSD would be like.
My head.
Though also I've always thought that LSD would be the one time I've ever regretted in my life not taking hallucinogenics is I went to a Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon laser light show. And I thought that like that that was the one time I was like, man, I should have been really fucking stoned for this. Maybe I got a contact high being in the building with all the Pink Floyd people, but it was just sitting there just going like, just think about that. Pink Floyd laser lights, Dark Side of the Moon. The lunatic is in the grass. Yes, that's right, folks. We started talking about PlayStation 5 leaks. Now we're talking about Pink Floyd laser light shows. Welcome to the TGWPIS podcast. We fill time content so you don't have to.
So apparently, I'll just quickly interject this before Chris, let you talk about your big news. Not long on Twitter, they have released that on the one night live or opening night live, there we're going to give information about season 2 of James's favorite game in a moment, Fall Guys.
Yeah, I just saw the tweet.
Yep. So there you go, mate.
Not my cup of tea. Not happy. I don't like Fall Guys as like a game for me. I like playing it with you guys, even because I can take the piss out of the game while we play it. Am I happy Devolver Digital is getting a shit ton of money because of this game? Oh hell yes. Because I think Devolver Digital does some interesting work and some interesting publishing, and they give people a chance to publish games that no other major studios would take. What is it? Shadow Warriors Devolver, right?
Yes.
I mean,
they love a bit of wang.
I mean, yeah. It's a game about dick jokes.
It is.
Now, Mike, cross dick jokes off your bingo card now too.
House. So yeah, Chris, what is it you've got to let us all know about?
Oh, there is the rising of a small, independently developed, massively multiplayer online game called Existence. And the main reason why this caught my attention is because the developers have been heavily and thoroughly inspired by Anarchy Online, which is one of the oldest running MMOs to date, which was originally launched in 2001. So it predates WoW.
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 It's also, I believe, the oldest running sci-fi MMO, but don't quote me on that one. I believe it is. I think it is. I don't remember any others that are still running that are sci-fi. But the core thing about this is that these guys are trying to develop this. They're doing it on their own. It's a couple dudes right now.
Anarchy Online is the oldest running
Longest
sci-fi
running.
sci-fi MMO.
So the goal is they're trying to develop this with the whole like no level restriction, no gear restriction, so on and so forth. The just free open option. They're aiming not to have any pay to win elements, which is enormous in MMOs in and of themselves. And their goals are to basically develop this in a way that will be less expensive from the development side alone, which then opens up the availability to create this as a lower cost for a monthly subscription type thing. But, you know, if this was a $15 MMO, if this is a $15 a month MMO, and, you know, it plays well, it has the whole skill system. And looking at it, they have a 20-minute YouTube video available to look at it where they're just talking about the development. It's basically a stream of consciousness while they're, you know, opening and testing the systems. It looks like a prototype of Anarchy Online, and I fucking love that. I am huge into that. That is my jam. If I recall, there was that time where it was me and 3 other streamers who were streaming Anarchy Online. So like there's still a population of people playing it, but something fresh that uses all the same types of systems. Oh. And the whole reason they're developing it the way they are is because they're just kind of sick of the way the MMO industry has been. And I totally get that. I 100% get that.
There's somebody streaming Anarchy Online right now?
Mm-hmm. Just one?
2.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there's one
My
guy,
dudes.
day 3 Iron Man Permadeath Challenge, and that's from
Mhm.
Data Stream 101. And then
Yep.
Anarchy Online is just streaming with the Anarchy cam.
So, I'm sure everyone has played things that Funcom developed. Funcom is not a small company per se.
No, Funcom.
You guys would have known Age of Conan,
Yep.
Dark Age of Camelot, Secret World,
Mutant Year Zero.
Mutant Year Zero, The Longest Journey, and Dreamfall, The Longest Journey.
Secret World.
If I recall those I might be off on those. But I do recall those being
Dreamfall. Yep, The Longest Journey.
Yep.
Hide and Shriek. I'm looking at their Wikipedia right now.
Yeah. And it looks like they're doing some new titles upcoming too with different styles. They at one point did this like weird Pokemon style MMO. That was marketed for like kids to play, but I don't know what happened to that.
Was changed and developed by Sony into 1010. No, I'm joking. No.
They did the Casper puzzle game on the Sega Saturn.
Yeah, they have a Metal Hellsinger, which is something upcoming, I guess. It's a rhythm FPS. I'm pretty hype about rhythm FPSs. Just because, what's it called? Pistol Whip.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I'm super hype about that. The core thing is that the MMO market has been very stale. Being like the real contenders are, some of our super publishers. It's ZeniMax and Squeenix.
Blizzard.
We don't count them. They don't count anymore. They don't deserve to be on this list anymore.
They don't?
Nope.
They've made more money on God. I mean, let's be honest. EverQuest started it, but WoW made it popular.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, but they have most certainly made some absolutely atrocious choices.
Activision. 200 gigs.
Actually, they've been knocked
Warzone.
down. I think they got knocked down out of most popular.
You mean like most popular is in like player base?
Yeah.
It's just you hear Activision, you just shut off these days. Like, oh, fuck.
Yep.
Well, we can't
I think
confirm
the active player base.
we can't confirm that because Blizzard has stopped sharing their active player base numbers.
That's normally a sign, isn't it?
Well, we have something where we know there's we can find the launches of titles, and then about 1 month later you can look at the other MMOs analytics, and you can kind of start extrapolating information out of that. I do know that there is an enormous exodus of players out of World of Warcraft and into Final Fantasy.
And
Because we have a specific term for it. It's the WoWfugees.
though you're going to see them coming back now. They've released the final patch before Shadowlands, which I think comes out later this year. And obviously, since that's happening now, it's the gear run up for Shadowlands.
I still can't believe they're calling it Shadowlands, because that was one of the major expansions for Anarchy.
Yeah, at the same time, it's also a zone in WoW since the beginning.
Sure. I mean, it's just
When is Shadowlands?
it's just oof.
When is BlizzCon?
Good question.
We'll probably hear the announcement at BlizzCon. But yeah, they've got new systems and stuff coming into play. Like they always do. But yeah, no, Shadowlands is coming up for a while. Yeah, but if we talk about what are the pillars of the community right now? WoW, we have to count WoW as a pillar because it has a ton of
Sadly.
people. Final Fantasy 14.
Mm-hmm. Elder
Scrolls,
Guild Wars 2.
Guild Wars 2. And I would dare say Eve.
I would definitely say Eve. I think Eve is consistent.
Absolutely.
I think that's the difference. It's not as voluminous, but it is consistent.
And I always love hearing Eve's stories. Don't you guys love hearing like there was a the most recent one I heard. It's kind of a bittersweet story, but one of the big founding members of a guild was terminally ill and passing away. So they had his one last thing was they wanted to have a gigantic battle. So they had something like $250,000 worth of ships in a humongous fight to send him off. And I think what ended up happening is he ended up destroying his ships as part of this because he wasn't going to be able to play anymore. And just that kind of stuff is cool. And Eve is an interesting community. Eve is an interesting MMO in its own right. But yeah, Eve has been considered, and we have to do Elder Scrolls. Let's be honest, Elder Scrolls and Elder Scrolls 2 have to be. We'll just say the Elder Scrolls games have to be combined into because they were. I mean, Elder Scrolls was 1999, and that game is still on. And of course, Blizzard stole the rolling server idea from them.
BlizzCon is going to be looking at doing early 2021 as our online event.
Okay,
So
well, the Shadowlands comes out in 2020, so something tells me. Let me guess. I'll give you guys. Let me think. November, because everything's coming out in November. Literally everything. You come out in November, and you come out in November, and you come out in November. Did you want to have a life? No, November.
November, when the cure for coronavirus happens, and we still don't go out.
I mean, I have the best. Like, if we want to do like edgy, like Nintendo and like edgy video game marketing from the 90s, we could be like, screw your family, play Cyberpunk.
Oh, those adverts.
There's like the one with like the woman tied down on the bed with a blindfold and the guy playing a Game Boy. That infamous one.
Yeah.
And they were in comic books.
So, is that the content dump done? Are we all done?
Is it bad that like out of the 5 pillars of the MMO community, I'm burnt out and can't play 2 of them?
Mm-hmm. I'm actually enjoying Elder Scrolls.
I can't.
I really love
I can't get
the
into
housing
combat.
system.
I can't get into it.
And that's fine.
Because the problem is with me is like, and this is what I did with WoW. It's like I found a build and I followed it. But the problem is with like Elder Scrolls is like, if you mess up a build by like 1 or 2 skill points, you fucked. And I'm like that, and that makes me anxious.
No, okay, so you're not fucked at all. It's actually relatively inexpensive. It's like 50 gold per skill point. But you can just straight reset your skills at any time for like in-game currency, like the gold.
Yeah. And then I think the other thing that worries me too about is that they have the triad, but anybody can be the triad.
That is something that definitely like throws you through the loop.
Yeah.
There's 6 core classes, but those classes can fill any role.
Which just screws with my head. It's like I like being like, I'm going to be this class because this class is a tank, and I know this class is a tank. Where it's like, you can be this class, but if you put all your hit points in here near the tank, but if you do all of it magic, you're DPS or heals, but if you do it all in stamina, then you're definitely DPS. And I'm like, fuck?
There's like I'm pretty sure there's weird stamina healer builds. There's really weird things.
Yeah.
Like, you can have entire builds built entirely out of non-class related shit.
And that's what just fucks with my head. It's nope, I can't do it. That's what it is. So, let's also not forget the Star Wars MMO, which has some really cool player housing too.
It does have some cool things.
It's also free.
I'm so burned on Star Wars. I can't.
I know.
I can't. It's so.
I
don't want to deal with it.
I dabble every once in a while because it's also fully voice acted, which is nice.
Yeah.
Which is very nice. Yeah. Let's also talk about the Star Trek MMO.
Yeah. One of the better ship-based MMOs, if I recall.
Still is. Still going strong. Still going strong. That's the MMO cast for today. So I'd like to talk to you guys about Football Manager. I have not been playing it. I haven't played like really any video games this week. If I were to look, there was Spain.
Mm-hmm.
We raced in Spain, in the rain, in Spain. Did very well.
Yes, you did.
One people would consider it to be probably a very boring race. There was excitement at the beginning, excitement on the last lap, but between everything in between was just kind of
hold station, really, wasn't it? A lot. Yeah.
It was me versus Albon, and like 5 seconds ahead of us was the leaders, and then like 10 seconds behind us was like the rest of the pack, and that was it. That was really it. I've also played Crisis a bit, which if you want to go on the YouTube channel, check out Crisis, because Crisis takes place in August 7th, 2020. So I figured it was very relevant to play this game.
Yeah.
Also, you can't do Crisis, and if you watch it, that game is, I'm recording it in 720p. And it looks good. It looks very good, but it has weird controls. All right, let's talk about the controls for Crisis for a second. And just two things that bother the hell out of me. If you crouch, you have to, like, when you press the button down to crouch and you let it go, it doesn't toggle, so it means your character immediately stands up. So you can't toggle your crouch. So in a game where you're supposed to be a bit stealthy, you can't like sit in a crouch position. You have to hold the button down. But when you aim down sights, you press the button once and it toggles and it stays looking down sights. So then to get yourself out of sights, you have to click the button again and it toggles you back out. So you can't toggle your crouch, but you can toggle your aim. And I have a feeling that those should be reversed, but there's no way to change that in the settings.
That's weird.
But with when you go prone and you stay prone.
Oh man, yeah, they hopefully they sort it out for the remaster, which is coming next month.
Yeah. But it's just, it's weird, right? Like, so I'm trying to like sit there, I'm like, I'm just going to sneak up, crouch down. And then so I'm like sneaked up, crouch. And then also my guy stands up and then all the Chinese soldiers or the Korean soldiers are like, hey, stop demon. And I'm like, oh, great. Here's a firefight.
Yeah. And also Fall Guys.
Yeah. Also Fall Guys. Been playing a little bit of the Avengers beta. I'm going to reserve reservations until I get past like the missions that they're making me play. But I will give you a quick first impressions. It's all right. It's fun. That's about it. What else? A little bit of Remnant from the Ashes. Once again, it's all right. I haven't really played much more into it. It's kind of Dark Souls-y, so immediately I'm a little like, eh. And it's another game where it's like, you have builds and talent points and stuff to do. And I'm like, I don't know how to input these things in. I guess I should stop watching speedrunners play games because they're like, we're going to run the optimal build.
Yeah, and they just spew it all out, and you're like, I have no idea what you just said.
And then all of a sudden they jump across halfway through the level and just yeet it into the boss energy. It's like, okay, now we're fighting the boss. And I have done a 360 no-scope and picked up the BFG that was left outside 300 frames out to the left. But you can only get that if you do a frame-perfect trick where you lag backwards by causing to do a buffer jump. And you're just like,
Yeah. Kind of like how we were watching Yakuza Kiwami too.
Well, that Yakuza Kiwami didn't have any glitches.
No, just an exploit of how he could stop some of the fights.
Yeah. But still, it was nuts. But that's really kind of all I've been playing. I've got Sid Meier's Civilization 6 installed. I've been meaning to play that, because like that's like a good, you want to kill some time, play a Civ game. Not my favorite Civ game, though. Civ, if you guys want to know that, I'll tell you in a second. It was, still is, because I have it. It was Sid Meier's Civilizations Beyond Earth. You guys remember that one? The sci-fi one where you went to an exoplanet? It was basically kind of like it was supposed to be the next Alpha Centauri. Yeah, that one. Yeah, but that's it. That's all I've been playing.
Okay, do you want to go next, Chris, or do you want me to?
Yo, same. I can go
need to get a
next.
tissue.
I've been playing a few games. Played a little bit of LD Scrolls Online. Been playing a little bit of Minecraft. A little bit of Minecraft there.
Is that where
Reese
Geo-
Wave. Yeah, Reese and Kimmy's has been doing their Minecraft world. They've been doing their whole thing. And I jumped in and I just started building in secret. I ran off and I just started building. And they were like, I gotta go grab him. I gotta go get him. And I'm like, no. Shoosh. I haven't joined in voice or anything. So it's only been in text. I've just told them, don't come here. And only recently did they get a peek at what I was building. And I showed Geo the exterior. So Reese came with me and I showed him just the exterior layer. And I told them the math of it. So each of the wall, and I'm just going to tell the math of the outer wall. That's it. Just the outer wall. The outer wall, each of the layers needs to be up 3 for cobblestone, or for stone brick. So I need 2 layers of stone brick going up. So 6 along the entirety of the wall. I haven't counted the actual wall blocks, but I've grabbed about 10-15 segments. So I'll go with the 10 segment count. I'm pretty sure it's higher, but the 10 segment count. So it's 6 for the base, and then it's 6 squares per block per the base. 5 blocks, 10 sets. So that alone is 3,000 blocks. And that's just the bottom of the frame of the wall. Then it goes up a minimum of 6. So that's 6,000. And then another 3. So 15. So that's 75,000. Then down the other side. So that's roughly, it's not double because I'm not going out. Well, I might do outwards, depends. So we'll give a conservative another 3,000. So that's 10,500 blocks. And that's pre-decoration. So we're already sitting at 10,000 blocks before towers, before decorations, and before the actual interior of anything. Now, the wall is roughly 2 floors minimum. So we add another 1,500. So that's 12,000 blocks. Then there's towers. And the towers are at lowest 6 blocks taller than the wall. So presuming each one is a circumference of, we'll say 45 blocks. It needs to go up 6 at minimum, up 6, then up 7 is the edge of the wall, and then up another 8 because the top is higher up because there's a 2-block expansion. So we're looking at 20 blocks by 45 by 5. So that's another 1,800. And that's before we fill anything in. So this castle is right now off of only walls and towers, only the outside, none of the interior, none of cleaning up anything else, none of the other parts outside of the castle that are fancy. We're sitting at close to like a 45,000 block option. And we're doing it in not creative, it's survival.
So you have to keep an eye out just in case bloody creepers not turn up to try and blow it up.
Right now they're on peaceful mode, which is nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, when we convert over to survival, because we did for a little bit, and they lost pretty much everything, and I lost maybe like 2 wood blocks. They got stomped, and it was really funny. They like lost half of their live resources. And just we're having a rough time of it. I'm just sitting there. During that time frame, I literally built a pathway, a bridge, and a fence on night 1 while they were struggling to survive. It was kind of great.
So they remember, you just bury a hole, you just make a hole in the ground.
Oh my god. That was the
with
thing.
With a door, and there you go. There's your survival for the night.
That was the thing. So once I learned it was, I opened up and I started building. I built myself just a super basic, like, underground pit house.
Yeah.
As soon as I did when I got into the game. As you do. And then I found out it was peaceful mode. So I said, fuck it. I opened everything up and I started building the castle. So I have absolutely no house. So they're like, we're going to turn survival on. I was like, okay, let me go down into my little underground bunker where I just grabbed as many resources as I can so I can build this house where I've been just strip mining shit. I went in, I made myself a little, like, a 4x6 room, put a bed, put some torches, put a chest, put a crafting bench down, so I just have a, like, house spot in the event something goes wrong. And I said, all right, let's do this. And these guys, they're not low on resources. I'll say that. Reese and Kimmy's not low on resources by any stretch of the imagination. And I'm just like, how? How are you having a hard time? I was literally out being attacked by skeletons, zombies, creepers, spiders, the usual, building a fence and a bridge across a death chasm. Because I was like, oh, if we need survival, I actually need to go plant a farm. So I made a huge pathway, and I've been breaking it up into sections so I can start doing, like, crop growing. And I'm keeping it, nice and, like, adjusted. It's not going to be super flat, because pristine aesthetics. That's what this whole project is about.
Has he shown this on stream yet, this castle?
I think he's shown only what I showed him yesterday.
Yeah.
And I have not shown any of it to anyone except for what happened, like, not yesterday, but maybe 2 days ago.
Fair, because there's somebody we may have to get Geo to actually post the clip. So he can go, fucking ass, huge.
I mean, I can boot. No, I can't, because if he's not on, I can't join in. But yeah, no, like, I've marked out the perimeter near their house where they should not approach my house.
Right.
Simply because they will see the progress because it's big.
Hide to get behind trees, don't come through.
Oh my god, no. I cleared out as many trees as I can along the line, and I put redstone torches going, if you go past this, you can see it on the horizon. So I have, like, warning markers for them around the house. And I told them, like, don't come in within, like, these box coordinates. And it's like 500 units in each direction. So, like, there's a huge area that if they don't want to be spoiled, I don't want to look, where they won't go. I do appreciate them being good sports on that, but I'm still going to be building it regardless.
Fair enough. Yeah, but they can't see inside what you're building inside.
This is true.
So yeah, it'd be like a nice little spoiler bit for them. Go, ta-da! Take a look at this.
As it stands right now, all I have is the outer wall, and I'm not going to lie. It's twice as much as when I showed it off. The wall itself is twice as built up.
Jeez.
They've been very helpful. They've been providing a lot of resources, an enormous and absolutely, like, nauseating amount of stone. Which, honestly, is really funny. I would say that their contributions are about half of what's actually been used.
Ow.
Yeah. So, like, I've been in there just demolishing the stoneworks underneath that to make space for more of the base. So there's just caverns underneath my house, and just in places.
And then new patch update: sinkholes.
Now my castle. That would be terrible if they just added physics to dirt. That would be an abomination. That would destroy so many houses.
Whole village is. You see the villagers still standing around a hole.
Mhm.
So, what you've been playing, dude?
Mm-hmm.
Okie dokie then. Well, we played some Fall Guys last night. Frustrating fun. Thanks to Robin for joining us for that, because it's always good to hang out with the community. Because I played some Tricky Tales with her as well, and some Fall Guys with other people during the week, which is no win. I am the new Tim the Tap Man. I know, it's horrible. I have. It hurts. I have been recording some more F1 2020. I am now up to qualifying for the Japanese Grand Prix. Again, no spoilers of where I am, because we're gradually doing it in stages. However, the head-to-head with myself and James after Spain is I've on 4 points, James is on 3.
Mm-hmm.
Because we drew in the same place on Spain. We were both 6th. With the track that everyone wants to see James play tomorrow, Monaco.
Monaco.
I was asked earlier how much you would hate it. And what level of hatred is it? Fall Guys hate or Uno hatred? I'm thinking Uno by the end of it, but
Uno hatred is much deeper. It's a much more like visceral and
so 45 minutes go off into a trans rant stage of hatred. That is where we both try to poke him and go, James, you're right there. Oh no, cause this, you fuckers.
Oh no! We've talked about it. It's worse than that. It's not gonna talk about it. Hatred.
It's explosive volcanic hatred. It just burns.
It's silent, cold, fuming hatred. It's the scary hatred.
Yeah.
We don't talk about it.
So there's
Monopoly, on the other hand.
Totally fine.
Oh, Monopoly, yeah. We need to play Monopoly at some point.
Ooh,
Yeah,
or Risk.
I agree. Or Risk. I would be terrible. I'm really bad at Risk.
Just get Australia, man.
Yeah. Was it?
But it's always on fire.
That's why you don't go for California.
Because it's also on fire.
Too soon?
No.
No? Okay.
I mean, you're just stating a point.
No,
it's on fire
honestly.
now.
Yeah.
California,
It's
like,
out.
self-ignites frequently. That's a common event. The
Yeah,
redwood forest is designed to burn down.
Because they said it was dry lightning that started this one.
Yeah. This one was weird because it was just like an extended thunderstorm.
Yeah.
Of course, they described it way more interesting, which is a lightning siege.
I think they didn't go point up to the fire marshals and stuff. Go, shit's on fire, yo. They didn't do that. So F1, yes, progressing nicely. There has been some big news, which you will see in weeks, that's happened on there. Which, if you're watching other F1 YouTubers stream, kind of in a similar vein to them. So yeah, oh yeah. Played some more Snooker 19, demolished my opponents over round 3 of the UK Championship. Death Valley 2 was shit. I actually retired my car for it because I was that annoyed. And it was partially annoyed because now it's a reasonable request if someone comes onto your stream and goes, your alerts are too loud. Okay, fair. It just got under my skin yesterday because it was a case of they were the only one complaining about my stream being too loud, my alerts being loud. And it's not a troll, because I checked. They have been following me a number of years now. But they don't really say much. They don't really come in much and say. But yeah, it just that, and the fact that I've been struggling with Dirt Rally just put me off. And when I had a bad round of 2 punctures, pretty much the same time, and just crashing all over the place, I just went, you know what, I can't be out, and just retired. So that's there, but that will be shown on YouTube. I will be putting it on there because that will show you how much your mindset can change. Your mindset can put you off of things.
Mm-hmm.
So there is that. A little bit more Super Mario Brothers. On to the last world now of the new Super Mario Brothers. Completed Absolver. Now this is the thing. I went to build myself up a little bit on Absolver. And I didn't realize how much I actually had done, because I saw a video where the last boss was their health points were taking an absolute age to go down for this person when they were playing it. Not so for me. I've not often done 20-minute streams. Absolver was that, because I just went up to tower, died a few times by falling off stairs, as I do on Absolver. Got to the boss, bang, 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 get my stamina back, bang, 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 stamina a bit more, bang. Oh, hold it down. Oh shit, game complete. Fair enough. Enjoyed it for what it was. Maybe a bit short, but yeah, you can still do the PvP stuff, I guess. Then I played Assault Android Cactus, which is like a top-down twin-stick shooter, which has levels that are roguelike in that they change as you play. Rather than you die, you go back to a level, and it's changed. It changes while you're playing it. Which is quite a cool mechanic, I find. Couple of stages away from that, so I may complete that in the morning. A little bit of Tetris, a little bit of Bejeweled 3. Earhart, which I started playing again, which again, it's another twin stick. I seem to be reaching twin stick shooters at the moment. I don't know why. Now Earhart is, as a shooter and as a story, it's almost like Amelia Earhart is discovering fishing. Big sea, not even sea, air fish, air whales, that sort of thing. And you have to climb each layer through it and take out pirates on this. It's tough. And it's a case of almost roguelike and almost Souls-like, where if you die and you crash out, you lose your stuff that you gained. I'm enjoying it, but it seems it's a weird dichotomy saying that a shooter is very peaceful and relaxing, but it feels like it is. It just feels like you go up to the first 3 layers, not much activity with pirates, but it's just enough to keep you going, and you just feel calm. I don't know why. I think I'm about halfway through it. I took out a couple of bosses, but you need to, again, gain hit points. You need to go, gain armor, that sort of thing, to build up to get a better plane to go up and get, to get to the end. So we're in the middle of that at the moment with that. And finally, last night I played a game that was released yesterday, which by the time of recording was the 21st of August, 2020. And it's almost like a remake rather than a completely new game, called New Super Lucky Tale by Playful Corp, and who kindly, very, very kindly, provided me with a code for it. There are differences between it and Super Lucky's Tale. The setup of the levels, the way it looks in places is different. So there's enough difference for you to go, I'm not playing the same game. How dare they? How dare they re-release it like this? The controls feel better. It didn't feel as frustrating. Some of the puzzles that people will watch me just playthrough where it's not like moving blocks. You have to move statues. So you have to move a fox statue onto like a green cross. For some reason, I was in a zone last night with it and just straight through. No messing, no mistakes, no sort of, oh shit, I've moved that too far, I've got to move it back. I don't know why, because some of them I never played. Because the last time I streamed Super Lucky's Tale was Christmas Day a couple of years ago for people. And it was fun. You know, we had good giveaways. One of them to a very, very, very deserving lady who is a mod of mine, who has had quite frankly, compared to the rest of us, a shittier 2020. So, you know, and she's one of my shout outs. Mook, who is a mod. You're awesome. Thank you for doing what you did last night. We're on the stream for helping with giving the codes away. And yeah, I'm glad you got one of them. You deserve it. So that's what I've been playing. Pimp outs and shout outs time, gentlemen.
I believe so.
Well, again, Playful Corp. Barbara, thank you very much for the codes for the game. I hope people who did get them, including 2 randoms, enjoyed them. There is Mook as well, again. There's your shout out. And for people who are already looking at donating potentially to Extra Life for us, for our team. And Robin, who is now a team member. Thank you very much. How about you guys?
Elon Chan. Cause Elon. Just if go look, you'll see. He's just being Elon. Elon being Elon. Yeah. Chat. Always thank you for being here. We appreciate you being here. It's a lot of fun. We'll be seeing you a lot the next couple weeks.
Aye. Oh, yes.
God, why do we keep getting notifications?
Reese and Emmys, shout out to them for dealing with my dumbass shenanigans. Oh yes, there was one. I gotta throw this little story in. While they were off on a little adventure, I went over to their house and I hooked up redstone to their villager bell, so it just clanged really loudly on a loop. And then they went inside, and there was just the sound of closing doors. A classic prank. But I went in, and specifically as not to disturb the grass, I popped up their crafting table, dug underneath that, hollowed out beneath their little area, and hooked up the loop there, then went back up and put everything back. I'm proud of it. I'm proud of that fact. It was not the actual noisemaker. I'm not terribly proud of that. It's just, it was funny. And once it had lived through its lifespan, I did tell them. I gave them, I let them look around for it for just a little bit, going, all right, where the hell is this thing? But I didn't make it too hard. I told them it was beneath their crafting table as soon as it stopped being amusing. So I didn't push it too far, I don't think.
That's awesome.
But thank you for dealing with my shenanigans. There will be more to come eventually. It's all harmless stuff. It's like, all right, here's maybe a minute or two of just breaking down the dumb thing. One easy fix to get rid of whatever I did. I don't make it difficult. I also boxed in their nether portal with dirt one time. Let me just say, strictly building a wall, doing the same thing for hours on end, it does get a little boring, so I appreciate them putting up with my shenanigans. And then, of course, shout out to chat and viewers like you, to our listeners on the audio podcasts.
Yes.
And everyone involved.
Who will get this in a timely manner. Yeah, they will. All right.
Those are my shoutouts.
One piece of business. One more piece of business we haven't done yet.
What? Extra
the choice is free play Friday.
Oh.
This is true. Free play Friday choices.
Now, I remember last night someone saying that they They were going to say for another week of Fall Guys, but not using their normal controller
No,
to control it.
I
No.
mentioned it, but I didn't say that was going to be the game I'd be choosing.
Shall we tell the ladies and gentlemen what you were going to be using?
Yes, my racing wheel. Because I just hate myself. So I'm going to play a game that I'm
gotta
not good
see.
at by using the racing wheel, making turn left, turn right, and then move be the gas pedal, jump be the clutch, and then like one of the buttons being yeet, and just trying to I have to figure out if it works though. That's the main thing. If I can map it. If I can't map it, then there's no point.
Yeah. But is that your choice, or what is your
Oh
choice?
hell no! I ain't choosing. I'm choosing Torch. I'm choosing Borderlands 2.
All right.
Borderlands.
So we got Borderlands 2.
Mhm.
Will?
I'm going to go for Monopoly.
Is that on Steam?
All right.
Yeah,
I believe it
Monopoly's
is.
one.
Hold on. I gotta double check. Because I can't do Ubisoft games that make me go through their platform.
Oh yeah, you.
My
tried.
network does not like it. My
Yeah,
network
they wanted
throws
you
me
to
off
go for
constantly.
it.
Yeah, I couldn't play Siege, and I really wanted to play Siege. Like, so alternative for that.
Oh, I don't know. I honestly don't. Well, I'll pick Fall Guys again for you then, James. If you're not going to, you're going to go Borderlands. Okay.
I was not going to choose Fall Guys.
I'm gonna throw down Stardew Valley.
Oh,
Ooh.
I like that.
We've been doing some high octane. We've been doing some intense. We've been doing some serious shit. But I'm gonna throw down something calm, something relaxing.
Fair enough. So
Oh.
yeah, is that us? We all done?
All
Or did
right.
you already do it in life?
That's it. Everybody have a wonderful weekend, or whatever time of day that you're having. Just have a day. And we'll catch you tomorrow for F1 if you guys want to see me. It's Monaco time. It's time. It's gonna happen. If not, Friday for Free Play Friday. If not, then a week from today for the next podcast during Gamescom, where we'll have more to talk about. Most likely Jeff Keighley's wonderful hair. Because Jeff Keighley. All right, everybody. Have a good one. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.